Hey everyone, so today I'm going to do a demonstration on how to make a nut milk. With this particular demonstration, I'm going to make a walnut milk. And the walnuts look a little ratty right now because they've been soaking in water overnight, actually since yesterday and today. And the reason why I do that is to soften the walnut so that when it's in the blender, it basically isn't so hard, but it's kind of mushy, and it will create a nice milk rather than having big chunks in it. I do recommend that you have a Blend Tech or one of these, the other one with the plunger in it. I prefer the Blend Tech, which is why I have the Blend Tech, over the one with the plunger, but whatever your preference is. If you don't have either of these types of blenders, if you don't have, they're considered high-end blenders, but if you don't have one of these and you have just a normal blender, you're just going to have to blend it a lot more. It's not going to be as milky as it could be if you're using a regular blender because of the blades. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can show you. These blades, it's really not a blade. Like they won't cut your hand. I mean, it will cut your hand, but I don't know, you can do some research on it, but the blades are a little different in these machines than it is in a regular blender. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse these out and make sure they're clean and get all the gunk off, and then I'll come back and show you the rest. Okay, I'm back. So I rinsed the walnuts out, and I don't know, let me turn the big light on, 1 second. There we go. So I rinsed the walnuts out, so you can see they're nice and plump, and they're very soft. They're really soft now because they absorbed a lot of the liquid that it was sitting in for a while. So what we're going to do is, so I have 2 cups of walnuts here. I'm going to dump the 2 cups in, and I'm going to fill it up with, now I'm using distilled water. I distill my own water. So what you want to do is you want to put 4 cups of water. For me, I'm doing 4 cups. You can do a little bit more. I'm going to do a little bit more. It'll go over if you're not careful. And to flavor it, I flavor my milk. So I put a little sweetener in there. I don't know how much I put in there because I usually eyeball it. But let's see. We can do, that's kind of a lot. A 1/4 cup is a lot. I don't want to sweeten it that much. Anyway, I'll just eyeball it. You put whatever you want in there. That's good enough for me. I just do it just to have a little sweetness. I put a little cinnamon in it. Cinnamon. I put a little dash. You don't want too much. You just want enough in there just to give a little flavor, a hint. What you're looking for is a hint of these spices or flavors. I have some vanilla. Put a little vanilla in it. So this milk that I make it to drink it. I don't mix it with other things. I don't use it for cereal or anything like that. I just drink it as a nice treat, and it tastes really good when it's cold. And I put a little nutmeg in there. Just a tad of nutmeg. And that's it. And it's going to come out more or less like a horchata than it is a regular plain milk. But if that's what you want, if you want a plain milk, then go ahead and do that. That's fine. It's completely up to you and what your desires are, what your preferences, what your tastes are. Let me zoom in just a little bit. All right, so on the Blend Tech, all I have to do is hit whole juice, and it will make a milk. And so let's get started. Alright, so when I'm doing a milk, I like to make sure that it's really blended and it's really splattered into smithereens. So I run it twice. So I'm going to run it one more time. a couple of nut bags, but the one that I really like the best is not here. I don't know what happened to it. But you're going to need a milk bag. If you don't have a milk bag, you can use, let me see. If you don't have a milk nut or nut milk bag, you can use one of these. But as you can see, the holes are very, very different. Let me see. And the bags are all righty. All right, so you can see it's completely different. See if I can. You see what I'm saying? So there's going to be a lot of nuts, or not nuts, that I guess what would you call it? Just a lot of the pulp or whatever you want to call it. It's going to go through and it's going to get in your milk. So you're going to have a thicker milk. I prefer a thinner milk, so that's why I use a nut bag. Now I have two of them, but one of them they come in different I don't know, different types of mesh, if you will. Some of them are thin and some of them are really, really fine. So with this one, I'm just going to, how am I going to do this? I'm just going to use, I'll use this one. And see, this is not the one that I usually use, but it'll work. And so what you want to do is you want to pour your milk into the bag, like so. All right. And then you just want to lift it. And you can squeeze it. You can just let it drain on its own. The one that I had, it actually hooked. I actually was able to hook it on these little two things here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. You can't see it in the camera. Let me back it up a little bit. Back it up. I actually was able to hook it on these two things and it would just, you know, drain on its own. But this is what you do. And you can squeeze it. Now you don't want to squeeze it too fast because you don't want to force the pulp into, or the, what do you, I think it's, I don't know what it's called exactly. I can't remember at this point. It's like 9:18 at night right now, so I'm kind of spent. So you just squeeze it till it all comes out. And what I've learned is when the pulp kind of gets to the bottom and it won't go through, just do like this and force the liquid in the areas where there isn't a lot of pulp and it come out a little faster, instead of trying to make its way past the actual ground nuts. This is it, and this is, I mean, it doesn't take a long time, as you can see. I don't know how long this video is, but it doesn't take that long, especially if you have all your ingredients out. This is the longest part, but like I said, what I would generally do is hang it on my little cabinet knobs and just let it fall into and of course you have to make sure you have clean hands. But you don't really have to worry about that, and you can see what I'm talking about. So this is what's left out. This is the actual pulp of the almond, I mean of the walnut, and you can use this for, I don't know, you can throw it in some oatmeal if you want. So you can do whatever you want with it, but it's that easy. 1 second, let me grab my little thing here. Hold on. All right, so let me move this little bag out of the way, and I have my little tall acrylic pitcher here. And so what I'm going to do is just pour it in here. Like that. Set this over here. Technical difficulty. And that's it. So that's my milk. So refrigerated overnight. It'll be nice and cold. and I'll have some probably tomorrow, but I'll just check and see how it tastes. Oh, it's really good. It's not too sweet, and it's very thin. I like thin milks. I don't like thick milks. Some milks that you like a soy. Sometimes if you buy soy milk at the store, it's kind of thick. I don't like that. This is on the thin side, and it's more of a beverage. It seems more of a nice, clean beverage when it's like that versus when it's really thick. So yeah, like I said, sweeten it to your taste. Sometimes when I don't use agave, I'll use dates. I'll throw 5 or 6 dates in there and just blend that up. And it doesn't matter because the nut bag will catch it if it's not completely blended or ground. And you'll still get the sweetness of the sugar or the sweetness of the date, but you won't get you won't get it in the milk with the nut bag. So I do recommend getting a nut bag if you're going to do that. You can use that colander type strainer sifter thing that I have, but it's not going to be as great. You will have a lot of pulp in your milk. So that's it. It's really that easy. It doesn't take that long. So yeah, I hope you like it. If you like it, let me know. If you have a different recipe, let me know. I like to try different things. But yeah, if you haven't made nut milk before, you can see it's really easy. And I think you'll like it. And the best part about it is you flavor it to how your tastes are. You don't have to be subjected to what's available in the store. And it's a lot cheaper. Like you can buy a huge bag of walnuts from Costco. Let me see. I'm doing a lot of fumbling there. So you can buy this 3-pound bag from Costco, and I think it was like maybe $10 or something. It wasn't that much. So like I said, try it out. Let me know how you like it, and if you have any recommendations, let me know. All right, talk to you later. Bye now.